Uh, Let's see, let's see, let's see. We back? We back, guys? Type of one, type of one, type of one. I see Austin. All right, we back, guys? Type of one if we're back. I just want to make sure. Cool. All right, cool. Technical difficulties, literally everything went out, guys. Yeah, I think Miguel probably forgot to pay the light bill. Y'all can just blame everything on Miguel, you know? That's the easier thing to do. I'm gonna just blame everything on Miguel, right? So if you guys see Miguel, just say, yo, it's your fault. It's your fault we had a hiccup here. So, but anyways, I always fix problems, so we're back. But where was I at? With gold, I know that many of you were wanting this to sell down. I do believe we're going to come right up into 4,200 right before we start selling down once again. We did see a large evident drop over the last couple of weeks. So, um, obviously, the clear thing to do is continuation sells, but it's just a matter of catching the right sells to continue on forward down. But a lot of you were trying to short it as soon as market opened. Typically, after a long continual drop like this, especially if we like go ahead and measure this, like this is like the you're talking about like tens of thousands of pips right here. So it's just like obviously we have some correction to do long before we continue to pretty much drop once again. So when it comes down to gold, what I see is definitely for us to at least get back into 4,200. We definitely would want to get back into this area right here, target this imbalance price action before we start seeing this distribution. So for me right now, what would make a little bit more sense on the intraday perspective is simply just continuing on buying and get some short intraday or scalp buys when it comes down to gold, right? Now for US oil, I believe what I pretty much left off with saying is same theory. We pretty much have been dropping now for the past couple weeks, but I do expect us to pretty much bounce right back up. It's just a matter of what area we can pretty much bounce out of. The very first target that I'm pretty much looking at is at 66, right? So I have alerts set at 66. Just so you guys can pretty much get a much more clear analysis on this that you guys can take because we obviously called the tops, called the bottoms on oil. Are we going to do it again? Let's see. But there's definitely the first area that I'm targeting. I could definitely see oil come back to this area at 76. So that's what I'd be looking at. Um, Bitcoin, right? I had this marked up for a while now. Again, I've still been waiting. I've been patient. I know a lot of people were trying to and execute the buys right around here at 59. I was with Sotero whenever he called out the buys, I believe at 60K. But I told him I was just like, I mean, I'm gonna chill on it. He got mad at me. He was like, "Yo, like, why aren't you executing these buys?" I'm like, I still see it dropping a little bit further, and that's just honestly the thing with being a trader. At the end of the day, you have to trust your own analysis. When you've been doing it for a very long time. It's just like at the end of the day, it's you that's pulling the trigger. It's you that is risking your own money at the end of the day. So you've built your own analysis, your own system at that point. So it's like that's the thing. Once you got your own thing going on, at that point you have to make sure you're following your system that you pretty much have for yourself because that's the most important thing that you're gonna do. So for me, I'm looking at 56K and then we're going to start to see some accumulation when it comes down to crypto. Till then, I mean, we could still continue seeing Ethereum and all the other cryptos pretty much continue on forward down. So, what would be my suggestion towards each and every single one of you is continue doing what we've always been saying, which is obviously stacking dollar cost averaging, because at the end of the day, I mean, prices like this, I mean, only come once in a lifetime. I mean, you guys are getting Bitcoin at literally half price. So it's like Black Friday every day. Now, when it comes down to stocks, this is kind of what I wanted to get into really on the conversation for today. Even though you guys are seeing for a lot of sense, like the economy might be going down, look at the debt stocks. So like stocks like Klarna that we called out at 13 bucks and 50 cents. If you, I don't know if Vicente Cheesecakes maybe on the call, you guys remember, I literally flew down to the North Carolina and told it to that entire room for y'all's entire event. Literally wrote it down on a whiteboard. I said what stocks to invest into. One of them was Klarna. Told them exactly at the price, what to do. Who executed? I don't know. I know I did. And now we're at 20 bucks, So what again, it was pretty evident, right? The economy might be doing bad, but when the economy does bad, what's doing well is the debt stocks. So it's like these are like the buy now, pay later stuff. So a lot of people are doing that nowadays, which means that a lot of people are over leveraging themselves. So this tells me a lot because if we're looking at a stock like this, but then we go back into like Nasdaq, and then we're seeing it still drop, and all the other asset groups still drop. That's telling me that a lot of people are really stretching themselves. And as well as whenever you look at the volume that comes in into like sports betting apps as well, you're starting to see that people are just have a bad relationship with money. So now more than ever, literally like the biggest thing that is lacking at this point is just financial education. So that's like my biggest thing. That's literally why I do what I do at the end of the day. It's because I'm extremely passionate when it comes down to financial education because we're seeing it firsthand just with literally analyzing some stocks right here. Just doing technical analysis, what the economy has led us up into. So but that's exactly what I have for you guys. I mean, what I can give you guys advice on as far as what to continue to invest in is obviously the same things that I've been telling you guys. It's like a very good trader and a very good investor is always going to give you the same relative advice, unless obviously the markets shift in a very dramatic way. But it's like somebody that is continually giving you different advice, quarter to quarter, year to year, those are people that you watch out for, like those are people that you don't take advice from. But it's like if you guys have been following me for quite a while, my advice is relatively consistent, But again, that's what you get when you talk to somebody that is consistently profitable as well within the markets. So the advice is always going to be consistent because what the application is, it's always consistent. So everything has to match your actions. But anyways, does anybody have any questions? I know that we obviously had a bit of a hiccup, midway through the call. We got the Rothschilds that obviously got us, Matrix attack. But I wanted to see, who in here maybe had a question or something that maybe you guys are maybe struggling with at this moment, or any current markets that you guys maybe wanted, you know, for me to analyze. They got you much insider info you got. Miguel, yeah, let's just keep blaming Miguel, all right, guys? That's the that's the fun thing to do. No questions? Everybody good? Cool, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna end this off on a good foot, and give you guys a plan of action. What I would pretty much do if I'm looking at the viewers that we pretty much have here within this call, and I'm looking at the people who are commenting. I think the average range of experience here is right around 2, 3 years. Can you look at peso forex? Yes, of course. Oh yeah, that's the one thing that I actually left off. So peso, the bro, this is like literally the most laggy pair ever. The most laggy pair ever. Called out these buys. These buys are obviously still hitting. But the literally the analysis is still the same, bro. Like I'm still looking at this to continue forward up, right? It's just, bro, like just look at this. This is absolutely annoying. Look at how long. we've been in this range. 150 days, that's almost half a year. Like even just this range right here, it's been almost 3 months, guys. Almost 3 months in the same range of hovering between 17.14 to 17.6. So, I mean, I got out of my positions in profit, but like it's just annoying to hold positions like this. Can we like just move up? Like yes. So that's what I'm looking forward. I mean, that's the thing with USD MXN. It's very slow until it's fast, right? So everything's very slow until it's fast. So but again, the analysis on USD MXN pretty much stays the same for me. I'm just staying out of it till we can obviously see some consistent flow, right? Now you can obviously trade obviously the mains like Euro USD, USD JPY. Um, I like Euro USD. Euro USD is almost consistent every single time when it comes down to price action. So, as far as Euro USD, what we could probably see is definitely for us to come right back up and fill this imbalance right here in the larger time frame. So we could potentially execute intraday buys, see if we're maybe too late for it. The buys were definitely here in this area. Can we come a little bit lower? Potentially. Let's see. 5 minute. That hasn't got, yeah, this area hasn't got filled in yet fully. Yeah, we haven't even touched it. So yeah, this is a good area that I would be looking forward to. We could probably wick it for Euro USD. This is probably the only trade that I can give you guys that's like happening relatively soon. This is for my Forex traders. So it's something that I'll actually look into. So can we see the same thing on GBP USD? Let's see. GBP looks like it was filled in. Can we still come a little bit lower? Yes, but it looks more cleaner. Yeah. I would prefer to take Euro over GU. We could potentially still come back over here, but I'd rather take Euro over GU. So that's what I got as far as the Forex pairs. Now, guys, I'm pretty much going to leave you guys off with a good foot. I mean, we're entering July. The biggest thing is that a lot of you already set goals that you wanted to accomplish here in 2026. We're literally already now officially over with the first half of the year, and now we're entering the second half of the year. So, my biggest advice that I give for each and every single one of you, regardless of your experience level, is the same way that we always give you advice when it comes down to back testing. Now's the time to back test your entire life. What have you done over the past 6 months? What haven't you done? How progressive were you instead of your objective, whether that's your physical, whether that was with your trading, your financials, whatever it may be. It's like everything has to be trackable. And if you haven't tracked anything, that's probably why you haven't progressed this year. So I always say if nothing changes, nothing changes. Your same first half of the year is going to end up the same way as the second half of the year. A vision board's not going to change it. Motivational video by David Goggins or somebody else is not going to change it. At the end of the day, everything is a plan of action and actually ruthlessly taking action on it each and every single day. And I know that there's many distractions out there, especially like sports right now, social media and everything, and those are things that we all have to combat on the daily basis. But I promise you guys that the journey is well worth it if you execute upon it each and every single day. And the last thing that I have for each and every single one of you is just remember that the road to heaven feels like hell, and the road to hell always feels like heaven. So that's all that I have for each and every single one of you.